Today we're checking out the new Nexadyne Drum Mics by Shure. So the Shure NEXADYNE vocal mic is the main mic that I use all the time at my shows. It's my favorite microphone, so I was stoked when Shure announced that they were going to release a Nexadyne model for the drums. They have the NXN2 model for the kick drum, and they also have the NXN6 model, and that one is meant specifically for the snare drum and for toms. I've used these drum mics live at multiple different live shows. Also, my friend Jeff Peterson did a ton of different recordings on them, so I'm going to go over them, demo them, and see if this is something that's right for you and your needs. Spoiler alert, I really love these mics, and there is one in particular that I love the most out of all of them between kick, snare, and tom, and I'll tell you at the end of the video. There is also the NXN5, and that's meant more for instruments like miking up a guitar cab live. That I'm not going to go over in this video. However, my friend Chris from High Impact Audio did a full review on that mic. So if that's what you're interested in, I'll link to that video as well as his channel up above and down below in the description. In this video, we're just going to go over the drum mics. Many thanks to Shure for sending these mics over. Just as always, all the opinions in this video are my own. And shout out to my wife for getting me this cool neon sign back here that I'm going to use for my videos as well. At the end of the video, I will be doing a giveaway to one of my subscribers, so consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this in the future, and let's check out the Shure NEXADYNE Drum Mics. So this is the NXN2. This is the kick mic. It is a dynamic microphone with a supercardioid polar pattern. The mic feels great, nice and sturdy. XLR here in the back, and you can adjust the way that the clip swivels. So if you need to have it straight or if you want to have it curved on a mic stand of some sort. And do keep in mind, both of these mics will come with the adapter if you need it, but I personally never end up needing those. Here's how it looks without the grill on, in case if you're curious. Definitely a cool looking microphone. And again, it's a dynamic microphone with a supercardioid polar pattern, and the frequency response is 20 hertz up to 16 kilohertz. This one right here is the NXN6. This is meant to go on the snare or a tom mic. This is also a dynamic mic with a supercardioid polar pattern. XLR here in the bottom, and you have two ways to adjust it. You have this clip, which I really like. This is what clips onto the snare or the toms. I really like that you can clip it on this way so it doesn't like stick up. I know some snare mics will stick up from the snare. I like how this one is angled already. Just a nice little touch that they have for that. And you also have this adjustment so you can bring the microphone closer to the snare or tom or move it further away. Pretty simple, and here's how it looks without the grill on as well. This is a dynamic mic with supercardioid polar pattern, and the frequency response for this one is 50 hertz up to 16 kilohertz. And these mics also come with the Shure bag for bringing them around from gig to gig. So the Nexadyne mics use what they call the Revonic dual engine transducer technology. The main idea is that there are two transducers with this mic. If you're not familiar with what a transducer is, the transducer is what's used to convert sound waves into an electric signal so that you can record or amplify the sound for live shows. Most microphones just have a single transducer, but the Nexadyne series have two transducers. The main result of this is that you get a lot more clarity. There's less need for corrective EQ. You can always EQ to taste, but you should get an accurate representation of what you're hearing. And it also does a great job at reducing stage bleed. All of that sounds great on paper, but how does it sound? That's the important part. So I am definitely not a drummer. As a full-time musician, some shows I bring full sound and lighting and stuff like that. And these are the mics that I've been bringing to mic up the drums for live shows. However, I'm not a drummer. So luckily my friend Jeff Peterson from frobotmusicproductions, he was able to record a good chunk of drum demos for this video. He's a way better drummer than me, and he's also got cooler hair than me. So first we're going to listen to some classic drum patterns, just dry, not in a mix, just with the drums. And then we're going to listen to 3 different demos in a mix in a song. I know some people want to hear it dry, some people want to hear it processed, some people want to hear it in a mix, so I'm going to try to give you all 3. With these just solo drum parts, I am going to switch back and forth between completely dry and also processed. Some people are really wanting to hear mics only dry, which I personally am not a fan of. When you record or you use drums live, you always add some compression, a little bit of EQ and reverb to them. So to me, it's like you always are going to use at least a little bit of that live. But I know some people really want to hear it dry, so I'll cut back and forth between processed sound and a dry sound.
Hi, my name is Jeff. I'm here with frobotmusicproductions. I'm here today to talk to you about the new Nexadyne drum microphones from Shure. So I'll give you a quick rundown of the drums and the cymbals that I'm using and how I am integrating the microphones into this setup. First off with the drums, these are Boom Alley drums, company out of Minneapolis. I have a 14 by 20 inch bass drum, 2 rack toms, an 8 by 10 and an 8 by 12, and 1 floor tom, 12 by 14. Then I have this HHG copper snare drum. This is a 5 by 14 inch snare drum. And the cymbals here are all Sabian HHX Evolution cymbals, except for this HH Ride right here. And now I'll show you how I am miking these drums up with the Nexadyne microphones. As you'll see here on the kick, got a basic setup, just the microphone right into the porthole. On the snare and the floor tom, I have the microphones clipped directly to the rim of each drum. And then as you'll notice on these rack toms are equipped with the rims mount system. So instead of having the mics clipped directly to the rim of the drum, I have them clipped to the rims mount. But as you can see, they are very versatile in their setup, which is nice because having them clipped to the rims mount, they are a little bit further away, but there was still plenty of adjustable options to get the microphone in the proper position, even though they are not clipped directly to the rim. And lastly, we're using two KSM 141 overheads from Shure, just to capture a stereo image, focusing around the center of the snare drum. And that is the setup today.
So I think all of those sound really great. Now let's hear it in a mix. So these are going to be 3 different songs that Jeff recorded on an album that I just released last year for my original music, which is called Spiral Cell. Now you might be saying, Scott, you're just trying to sneak in a promo of your original music into this video. Yeah, but also because I recorded these songs, it was easy for me to delete the drums, send Jeff the parts, and then have him record over it. And also the album is a concept album, so these 3 tracks in particular are very different. First one's more of a heavy hard rock type of track. Another one's a more ambient Pink Floyd type of sound, and another one is a jazz piece. So it'll give you a variety of different songs and hearing how they sound in a mix. But I will link to my music down below if you do want to check it out.
Bury the hatchet when your head's in the sand. I'll speak my peace and end up at the land. Lend me your ears with your mouth sewn shut.
I didn't have a choice.
I didn't have a choice. No. What happened next?
Last I saw, he was at the bar. Thank you. Excuse me, have you seen this man?
He's over there.
That's not who I'm looking for. Have you seen this man?
He looks just like you.
But I'm looking for...
He looks just like you.
You're wrong. Mind if I join you?
Sure.
Can I buy you a glass of wine?
No, but I used to.
Used to what?
I don't smoke.
I've seen.
I don't smoke. I think it's time for you to leave.
So I think those all sound great. Huge thanks to Jeff for doing all those recordings. Be sure to follow him on Instagram as well. Thanks, Jeff, for being a part of the video. So I did also get to use this multiple times at live shows. I got to use this with one band that I play with where I had to provide mics. It's with a pretty standard drum kit. And specifically at this show, I cranked up the drums in my in-ear monitor mix to really hear how they sounded. And they just sound so good in my in-ear monitors, as well as for sound check, obviously. But I cranked them up in my in-ears for the show, and they just sound so good. There's a lot of clarity with these drum mics. I did also bring it for my 90s cover band, 90% 90s. Our drummer has a pretty unique setup. He has a cajon that he sits on, and then he has a reverse kick pedal, and he has a snare, 2 cymbals, and then a sample pad. And the sample pad has all of the toms as well as different electronic sounds. Most drummers, when they see that kit, they either go, that's not a real drum set, or I'm jealous of your load-in, because he's the only drummer I know who can do a load-in with one trip. So a bit different of a setup, but it sounded really great on that. And I was filming just a little bit of B-roll for this video, and I caught my singer saying how much he liked the kick mic specifically.
It's what?
We're getting more frequencies.
Oh, nice.
So that was cool to hear. Obviously, this is audio from a phone. I wouldn't judge it too harsh, but you're still able to get a pretty decent amount of low end, even with the kick drum being a cajon. So I think they sound great. They sound really good in the studio, and they especially sound really good live. That's where I really like them. The price of each mic is $249. They do have a couple of bundles if you want to get like a full drum kit and save a little bit of money. If you do decide that these mics are right for you, I will have purchase links down below in the description. So which one was my favorite one? I do think all of them sound fantastic. Kick, snare, and tom all sound great with these mics. My personal favorite one is using the NX6 on the toms. Again, the kick and the snare still sound fantastic, but especially this microphone on the toms just sounds so good. Doesn't matter if it's one of the rack toms or the floor tom. I just love the way that toms sound on this mic in particular. It just really nails that tom tone. I really love it for that. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button, and consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I am going to do a giveaway for one of my subscribers. I am going to give away one of the snare/tom mics. And in order to enter this giveaway, you just have to leave a comment down below, and you have to let me know what your favorite drum tone is, or what part of the drums you're most picky about. In my experience, I found that people either really prefer a really good kick or a really good snare, or people are really picky about their cymbals. Everyone has kind of a favorite tone. Mine is snare and toms, which is what I love about this, but you just have to leave a comment down below and let me know which one you specifically enjoy the most on drums. You only have 24 hours to enter this giveaway. I will announce the winner on this date right here. I'll make a post about it, as well as leave a pinned comment, and I'll announce it on my Instagram stories as well. Please remember, do not respond to scammers. Scammers sometimes show up when I do giveaways. Just remember, I will never, ever, ever ask you for money for any reason. If anyone asks you for money that is a scammer, please do not respond to scammers. So if you are interested in checking out the NXN5 microphone, which is meant for guitar cabs and stuff like that, be sure to check out the video that my friend Chris from High Impact Audio did. So I will link to that video at the end screen, as well as down below in the description. And if you're also interested in the video about the Nexadyne vocal mic, again, this is my main microphone that I use. I have a video going over that, and you can check out both of those videos by clicking the links on your screen now. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any other cool gear you want me to check out, please leave them as a comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on my social media pages at Scott Newell Music. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.